Hello and welcome to Talking Fitchburg on this unfortunately snowy Monday. It's March 13th, 2017, and here we are live from snowy Fitchburg.
Snowy Fitchburg.
Hello and welcome. It is I, Preston, joined by Andrew Bamlett.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
How goes it?
Oh, it's good. You know, a little late this morning, unfortunately. I'm sure everyone's a little late this morning.
Yep. It's a doozy out
Tried
there.
to leave early, obviously not early enough.
It's always impossible
I think
to know.
I was going slower than I thought from Deerfield to here.
The belt line
the
was
belt
slow
line
moving.
The belt line was bad.
It was very slow moving for me. So that was unfortunate. Yeah. Hopefully everyone made it in to their places of work or whatever you'll be doing safely. Yes. Exactly. Go slow, proceed with caution.
That's our motto, safety first.
That's right. Go into work a little late if you have to. Just let them know and then be slow and safe because we care about you. Yep. Oh boy, I wasn't prepared. I looked outside last night and I was like, oh, yep, there it is. A little bit of snow. Maybe I'll go to sleep and it'll be gone.
No, not so much.
It was still here. It was unfortunate. I did not enjoy it. But of course, we talk about, state basketball times, which was this last weekend and stuff. And here it is.
Because it was girls and it's boys this week, I believe. So, yeah. So good time for snow.
It's the way she goes. It's unfortunate, but here we are. And on this show today, we have quite a few videos to air for you. I'm excited about that. Mm-hmm. Some sad news along the way here, unfortunately, which we'll get to in headlines, which is coming right up for you. And then in the digest, we're going to talk about, the old brain. Get you sharp as a tack in the mind. And then we'll wrap up the show today with a guest segment with our guest from the Fitchburg Chamber, Kate Wicker, coming on talking about the Guide to Fitchburg, which is a fancy little magazine that they produce. And so we'll get into that. Mm-hmm. But first, let's talk about the weather, the snow. It has returned a long duration snow event, which you can see a little bit of footage from here. This is right outside of City Hall. Long duration snow event will continue today into early Tuesday. An additional 2 to 6 inches is expected, bringing totals 4 to 9 inches, with the highest amount in the east. Impacts to the work commutes are likely today, with possible impacts Tuesday morning in the east. You can see here some of the salt. They're out there salting the old... what do you call that? It's a parking lot? Is that the word for it? Yep. It's a parking lot, salting that up. So we say here, winter weather advisory remains in effect until 7 p.m. Central Time this evening. Looks again, light to moderate snow will be continuing today, winding down this afternoon into early evening. Additional 2 to 4 inches is expected, again, to bring up to 4 to 7 inches of snow. It will be dry and powdery. Luckily for all of you shovelers out there, it'll be lighter. Wind, it says east winds, 10 to 15 miles per hour, coming northeast this morning. Gusts up to 20 miles per hour with drifting snow possible. Mm-hmm. Of course, it's going to reduce your visibility. And then, say here, just plan on some difficult driving conditions, including this morning's commute. You can see here some maps. Looks about snow. 3 inches here, the additional snow for us. So again, be aware, be safe, drink lots of water if you're shoveling, and lift with your legs.
Yes, that's important.
It's very important.
Lift with your legs. So
there you go. All right, so that's a bummer, but we also have some more sad news. So I have this that I'd like to read here from the police department. It says here, it is with deep sadness that we announce the death of retired police K9 Chase. K9 Chase passed away Sunday, March 5th, 2017. Chase retired from active duty on January of 2016 after nearly 8 years of distinguished and loyal service to the community of Fitchburg and surrounding communities. We had a chance to sit down with Officer Cesar Lopez and Chase around a month ago to get an update on Chase for the K9 fundraiser. So we're going to play that for you right here. Take a look.
It's fun to see how Chase has morphed into a different kind of dog since he retired. It's one thing I always wanted for him was, we really demanded a lot out of him for, the 7 years that he was with us. I mean, you're sick, you come to work. You're hurt, you come to work. We need you. You're getting out of the car. You're going. I mean, he doesn't have the ability to call in sick. He doesn't have the ability to be tired. I was hoping that retirement would be good for him, and it really has been. He gets to relax He gets to just not worry about, being cold or getting frozen paws for being on a track too long. If he wants to go out, he can go out. If he wants to play, he can play. He has a new sibling, which was really fun for him as well. Before he was, and we always worried about his social aspects with other dogs. And now he has a new sibling who's also a German Shepherd. She's a ball of fire, and keeps him on his toes. And actually, I think it's actually been really good for him because he's leaned out. He's gotten a lot slimmer, and he seems to have just as much energy as he did back in the old days. It's just, one of the reasons we retired him is because his hips were starting to get some arthritis in there, and whatever that was developing into seems to kind of has equalized a little bit, and the impact it had on him before, it's kind of diminished a little bit. So it's really good to see him kind of just enjoy the time that he was given and that he earned. He really did earn it every minute of just being a pup or just being a pet. He earned all of that. So he's great at home too. I mean, he protects all of us. He's even though he's retired from the job, he's still, whatever he can do to protect mom, dad, and the kids, he's always there to do his job. So he was great to have while working, and he's been great to have at home as well, full time. So it's fun, and I look forward to as many years as he's got with us to just being regular old Chase versus Canine Chase.
So there you go, just a little tribute to Canine Chase. Of course, appreciate all the work and service he did for the city. If you want to head over to our Facebook page, FACTv's, there is a video tribute, different from the one that you just saw up there, so feel free to check that out and share it around. So always hard to transition off of a sad story, but we're just going to move through it and talk about Badger Prairie Needs Network, their community meals, which is an awesome program they had over there. And Jeremy and Andrew actually went out and had a chat with them about it. So check this out right here.
I think the community meal has expanded our reach exponentially. It brings in people that never had a chance to volunteer before because it's a weekend meal. People working full-time never could get here to volunteer in our food pantry or other things. So this is a great opportunity for new volunteers to stick their toe in the water, see if this is something they'd like to do perhaps after they retire or continue to do on the weekends. The meal, we started out serving 65 people that first Saturday that we did it, and we were sort of overwhelmed. We now serve on average about 135 people every Saturday. People tend to come early, they'll line up. They've got their spots that they like to sit. They have a wonderfully healthy meal, and then they bring their to-go containers and the leftovers go home for them. So we always intended the meal to fill the meal gap, right? When school lunches weren't available and senior meals weren't available. And we found that it is doing that. Families are taking home lots of food, getting them through Sundays, Saturday night even. Seniors that won't normally go to the trouble of making an elaborate meal are able to come here and really get a wonderful meal that, Epic prepared.
All right, so there you go. Quick look at the Badger Prairie Needs Network community meals. All right, so for all you voters out there, just a real quick look at the sample ballots have been published on the website for the April 4th election. So we're just going to show you real quick the steps to get there. If you go to the home page of the website, you can see right here on the bottom left side, there is that kind of red, white, and blue graphic. If you give that a click, that will take you to your voter information, which is this page. And right there at the top, that is where you can get to the sample ballots, which look just like that. There are a good number of them, about 12 of them. So make sure you check those out. And then for your in-person absentee voting hours, here's a look at the times at which you can do so for each of the weeks coming up to the election. And then that last date there, March 31st, they're open on a Friday for an extra half an hour for you to come in a little bit later if you can't make it during the regular time. So make sure you get out and do your voting. So there you go. All right, Plant Dane Interactive Rain Garden Workshop. Here's an opportunity for you. This is a workshop focusing on helping participants new to the world of rain garden design through the process of actually designing a rain garden plan for their property. It will include hands-on stations and resources to guide participants through the process of site selection, sizing, site preparation, and plant selection. Information on installation and maintenance will also be provided, and experts will be available to answer questions. This is going to be on March 25th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. at the Dane County Land and Water Resources Department, 5201 Fen Oak Drive. It's a $10 fee. Get out there if you're interested in making a rain garden. So there you go. Then a fun event coming up from the Senior Center. The annual Fitchburg Senior Center Pancake Breakfast is going to be on the 19th. That's this Sunday from 8 a.m. to noon. $7 for kids' breakfasts, adults $7. Kids under 10 are $4 for breakfast. Again, 8 a.m. to noon at the Senior Center. Come on out. Always a well-attended event, and the money goes to fund Senior Center activities. So check that out. And then, Andrew, I'm going to skip down here one story because we are running long. Here is a look at the meetings that are going to happen this week. There's Finance, Public Safety, and Common Council on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday evening you have Library Board. Those will be on the Gov channel F3, so check them out. And there you go. That is your headlines for this Monday morning. We're going to take a quick break and come back talking about your brain on Talking Fitchburg.